through this door lies another dimension. One of beeps, one of boops. A reality where 8-bit and HD clash. This is the point where new retro meet. The 6.5 dimension, protected by the arcade overlord. You have crossed into the turbo zone.
Yars' Revenge for the Atari 2600. Whenever I think of the Atari 2600, many games come to mind. Games like Centipede. But there's one game in particular that always comes to mind, and that game is Yars' Revenge. This game, in my mind, is just synonymous, just the pinnacle of the Atari 2600. Whenever I think of the console, this is the first game that comes to mind, and for good reason. Yars' Revenge on the Atari 2600 is a classic. Like, this is one of the best games on the console, and it's widely available. It's available on all kinds of compilations. You can find the cart for really cheap, and it's a really good game. You play as the insect creature Yar, as you must fire your Zarlon cannon to break the defenses of Queen Quotile. I don't really understand the names. But anyway, yeah, you play as a little bug creature Yar. You have to break open the defense of the Queen, and you have to destroy it. And that is the basic gist of the game. It's a very simple game. She'll try to spin at you, and there's a little block trying to get you, and that's it. That's the whole game. But within that, the game actually has a lot of strategy involved. For one, it switches between two different types of rounds. Your standard first round and the second round, which the barrier like shifts and changes as you shoot it. And that's the only two variations, but they go back and forth and they get harder and harder and harder. But the game is so fast-paced and fun that you don't really notice that there's not really that much variety. Because the game does take so much strategy to actually play. Because you have to break open the barrier. Yar has to fly over. He has to activate the cannon. Then you have to shoot her. And just lining up that final shot alone is stressful, but once you get it, it is really rewarding. Yars' Revenge was released in 1982 for the Atari 2600. And like I said, this game is just... it is synonymous with the Atari 2600 to me. Like, whenever I think of the console, this is the first game that comes to mind, because I spent a lot of time playing this. I used to play it with my dad way back when, and now I'm playing it here on Turbo Zone, where I review Atari games for some reason. Even though these videos haven't really been getting the best viewership, I guess because it's fucking Atari games. But you know what? I like Atari games, so I'm probably going to keep doing these. And Yars' Revenge is one that I had to get off the bat, because like this is like, if you're even remotely interested in getting a 2600, this is one of the first games you should pick up. Because it feels like one of the most complete games on the console, and I've played some good games on the Atari 2600. Like there are mountains of games on that console, and a lot of them are good. But Yars' Revenge, I don't know if I would call it the best game on the system, but it's up there. It's definitely in the top 5 because it's such a playable game. This is the kind of game that they could release today. In fact, I think there was a Game Boy Color version of this game, and I know they tried to bring it back or something on the Xbox 360. I don't even remember much about that. It was a downloadable game. I know that much, but I didn't fucking touch it because it looked like terrible. But the Game Boy Color version is really good. So if you have a Game Boy Color, you can go for that version. That's awesome. And they should definitely bring this back as some kind of like a retro revival game. Like, because this formula does work, and if you have one of the Atari flashback consoles, like I have the Flashback 7, they include the unreleased game Yars Return, which is also a lot of fun. So I feel like they should really bring back the Yar series. I don't know who owns the Yar license right now. I mean, I guess whoever owns the Atari license owns the Yar license, but they should definitely think about bringing it back, because like it's one of the classic games that like really hasn't had that not like a retro like revival. Like even Centipede had it, because Centipede had that Centipede Infestation game, which is really good. But Yars Revenge really needs some kind of revival, because this game is like, even for a game from 1982, it still holds up. Yars Revenge is not a game about pirates, even though Yar is a pirate term. Yars Revenge on the Yars Revenge on the Atari 2600 is a must-have. If you own a 2600, get your hands on this game. Get your hands on some Yar. Yar!
Hey geeks and gamers, TurboBot90013 here. Remember to subscribe to the Turbo Zone for more content. The Arcade Overlords thank you. Stay retro. Turbo Zone.